Hi there, and welcome to the next video on our Facebook advertising course. In this one we're going to look at targeting. One of the first things you'll do when you come to target your ad is set the demographics. These are fairly self-explanatory. It's where you set the age, gender, languages, relationship status, etc. And you set them to be relevant to your product or services. So if you're selling a product that can't be sold to anyone under a certain age, you exclude those ages. If it's towards a certain gender, you choose to show it to only that gender. It's the first stage of narrowing down your audience, essentially. The big mistake people make is that when they're relatively new to Facebook advertising, they set the demographics and do nothing else really. And it is just one small element of targeting. When you're targeting, the things you need to be looking at are targeting to interests, fans, custom audiences, website custom audiences, and lookalike audiences. These are your main components. When you're just starting out with your business and your brand, the first thing you'll really look to target is through interests. Okay, so as I said, this is one of the first ways to target your Facebook ads. Targeting your Facebook fan page of people, groups, magazines, TV shows, anything that's similar to your industry or niche will give you a good jumping off point. For example, if you're running an ad about list building, then you're going to want to target pages like Aweber or Infusionsoft, MailChimp. Because anyone who's liked these pages previously have shown an interest in building an email list. As I said, it's perfect for you if you're just starting out, if you maybe don't have an email list to create a custom audience, or if you're not getting a lot of traffic to your website already. There are downsides to targeting interests. For some reason, there's a little glitch on Facebook where some names of pages just don't come up. If you're trying to target another page, a competitor's page, or a page relevant to your niche or industry, and you type it in and it doesn't come up, then try copying and paste it from their page, and if it still doesn't come up, it's just not going to work that day for you. There are times where we've tried it and it hasn't worked one week, but it's worked the next month, but then the month after that it hasn't worked again. Most marketers have found this problem, and even Facebook themselves have admitted that it happens, but that it's just a glitch. That sometimes pages aren't indexed correctly, and if it's not indexed correctly, then it won't come up. The other downside of targeting interests, especially if you're targeting the fans of another page, is you're assuming that they've built up a highly relevant audience. However, if their fans were perhaps bought, which a lot of people were doing a few years ago, when it was all about how many likes you had, or if they've been brought in through poorly targeted advertising, so they're there, but they're not a quality like, then you'll obviously see your results diminish slightly. But it is still an incredibly good place to start when it comes to placing your Facebook ads. The next way to look at targeting is to create a custom audience, this time of your email subscribers. You're going to want to choose your most valuable list and include those who have subscribed to your newsletter and those who have bought from you. So you would take your existing list, export that list from your email service provider, upload it to Facebook. Facebook will then check it against their database and see how many matches they have from your list to the emails that people use to sign up to their Facebook accounts. Then it will show those people your ad. For this to be successful, you need at least 100 matches. So if you have a very small list and you upload it and Facebook only find a fraction of those matches, it's not going to work very well for you. You want to create ads that target your email subscribers. Now, if you're running a like ad, you're not going to want to target ones who are currently fans, because they're already there, they already like you. So bear that in mind, what your end outcome is going to be as to whether you target people who are already fans of your page. The advantages of using email subscribers is that it gives you another touch point with people who've already put their hand in the air and said, yep, hello, we like your products and services, we like what you have to say. They've done it, they've signed up to your list, they've shown an interest. But just because they're getting their emails, it doesn't mean they're necessarily opening them, or they might open them and forget about them. So this is another way of you just getting in front of them and getting their eyes on your business or brand. The disadvantages to this type of targeting are you need a decent sized email list to begin with. The next type of custom audience that you can target is website visitors. So this is where custom audiences have been to your site. Website custom audiences, they've already been and visited your site. So you're targeting people who have come to your main website, been on it, and then gone onto their Facebook account. You would get a pixel from Facebook to allow you to track that. With website custom audiences, you create any type of ad that works with any of them. So it can be to increase your likes, to get more comments on a post, and if you have an offer, event, anything at all. You can run an ad targeting non-fans who've visited your website and the bid to get them to then like your site, like your page, because they've already been onto your website, they've shown an interest in what you have to say. So you're just trying to entice them to take action via a Facebook page while your content is still fresh in their mind. You know what it's like. You visit a website and you think, I'll book that mark for later, or I'll come back to that, and then you come away, you do something else and you forget about it. But if they then pop up on your Facebook page, it just jogs your memory and hopefully would prompt them to take that next step. The main advantage is you can reach well beyond your core fans and your email subscribers, targeting your web visitors and just further cementing yourself in their memory. The main disadvantage to it is you need to be receiving fairly substantial traffic to make it work. The next form of targeting is lookalike audiences. Now, lookalike audiences are where Facebook generate an audience of users for you to target that are similar to your existing fans or similar to one of your custom audiences that you've created. The key to this type of targeting is you aren't guessing which brands to target. You're using your own fans or proven customers or people who visited your website as a starting point for a lookalike audience list. It will only really benefit you if you're doing it from your fan base, if your fans have been well targeted. You'll also need to have at least 100 fans to do a lookalike of your current fans. Audiences can be optimised for similarity or for greater reach. If you optimise for similarity, then Facebook will find the people who are most similar to your existing custom audience. The estimated reach of this new audience may be smaller, but it will be a lot more precise. If you optimise for greater reach, however, Facebook will find people who are similar to your existing custom audience, but the match will be less precise. Targeting for greater reach will include the top 5% of users, while optimising for similarity includes only the top 1%. Therefore, when you optimise for greater reach, that segment will include the list optimised for similarity. It's just a very different way of doing it, but it's a way that once you've got a bit more established and you have enough there, of matching the type of people who already like what you have to offer, and therefore they're more likely to come and like your page, product, service, post, etc. Targeting is the most important part of your Facebook ad, because if you don't get it right, if your ad is shown to a whole load of people who it's just not relevant for, or it only is a wee bit relevant, then you're wasting your ad budget. The more highly targeted your ad is, the better your results will be. Don't fall into the numbers trap, where you look at the little dial Facebook gives you and says your potential reach is 10,500,000 and think, oh, that's brilliant. Because it's not, it's too wide. You want to pull it in, and the more targeted, the better results. You just need to keep that in mind. It's better to go for quality over quantity. It's not a numbers game. Just like you don't want an empty like, you don't want your ad seeing thousands and thousands and thousands or even millions of people where only a small percentage are really interested in what you have to offer. Spend your budget wisely in the right places and target people who are going to have a good chance of becoming fans, then becoming customers. That is the end goal. It's to turn these people from a Facebook user to a fan, from a fan to a customer. Don't lose sight of that by getting wrapped up in the numbers. We'll go over all of this again in more detail throughout this course. We'll go on now